That's going to happen.
I'm wearing candy. I'm wearing pearl. Happy Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. We have made it, people. We've made it through the first week of January, which is often depressing under normal circumstances, but by God, 2021 is taking it to a different level. So you with Donna and Cheryl, keeping it real, and Soul Squad's here in the house with in the form of the beautiful goddess that is Yvette Pickard.
Oh.
Kundalini.
Screen back like that so you can see me now as your time sign so that my head's not in the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, welcome guys. If you're here, say hello. We just want to keep it real with you today. Like, we just want to talk about shit that's gone down this week, how you're all feeling. I know we were live the other day just talking about how we can, you know, pep ourselves up a little bit. So we just want to touch base with that. Talk about some wonderful things that have happened this week, because it is not all doom and gloom. And I fucking refuse to give my energy to believing that it's all shit out there, because some incredible things have happened to us in the group this week. So we'll be talking about them a little bit as well. So yes, welcome, Yvette. How was your first week back in the throw of it being? Because you did actually take some time off over Christmas, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I did take some time off, but that was kind of almost forced a little bit, because I had it in my head that because I've been like full on with client stuff right up until Christmas, and I thought, oh, fab, Christmas break, I'm just going to be full on with my own stuff, and my body, my mind, my soul just went and pretty much forced me into a little bit of a crash, which is just, again, you know, observe how you're feeling, observe what you're doing, and all of that, and then. So this week's been magical. It's been bloody magical. And I'm sorry if that sounds disrespectful to people that are in a real state at the moment, but it's there is good stuff that's happening out there if we choose to focus on that as well. So yeah, it's things like I seem to have like a real cool little gap between when I'm trying to talk myself out of something, and then when I actually do the thing that I needed to do, like get up and do yoga in the morning. So I've done that all week this week. I love it. I've gone back to doing my proper, I say proper as in hatha yoga, not Kundalini yoga. You know, I've been going out for walks. And it's amazing because I've still got the same amount of work, possibly a bit more, because everything's ramping up on like my personal stuff for the business, but it just feels all achievable. It just feels really achievable. And then to see how people are like clients of mine, but then people that aren't clients yet are kind of going, yeah, do you know what, this is the year, like, and Dr. Erin talked about it on her podcast, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be the first one to drop it, but you know, she's called it the year of fuck it, you know. Yeah. And it's right, if no one's watching and no one cares, and the world, in people's opinions, is going to hell in a handcart or whatever, then just do what you want to do. Now's the time, right?
Yeah. And that's what Dr. Erin's saying. And exactly that, isn't it? It's like we hold on to all these social norms and what we should do and what's the right thing and and this kind of preconceived notion of what life should be. And like her takeaway is that like it's all fucking blown up and it could go to hell in a handcart. So if now is your time to start living your life on your terms and doing the things that you want to do. Obviously, we're not talking about like harming other people or anything like that, but like in terms of like living your truth, as she always says, which is so important, and finding out what that is for you. Because many of us are walking through life not knowing what our truth is for us, not knowing what makes us happy and lights us up. And you're so lucky you found that last year. You really, really didn't find it. Like it was always there, but you acknowledged it and took action upon it. That's the difference.
I think that's the thing, though, and I think that's something to say about people that are seeking to do something, like you know, people that come into coaching relationships with you guys, or you know, hypnotherapy relationships or counseling or whatever. They're seeking something because they feel like they're missing something. And the whole point is it's decluttering and delayering all the stuff that you've put on, so you get back to what's actually there.
Yeah.
And when you kind of do that, you're like, wow, this is pretty intense and cool and amazing. And there's none of that angst of like, oh, I should be this and I should dress like this and I should do that and what they're going to think. It's just, it all falls away. It's great.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Love that. If you're here as well, say hello. I know we've got some people viewing, but just say hello in the comments.
Hi.
Let us know what's been magical about your week. Let's flood the comments with what's been magical. I've when Donna and I got together over Christmas, New Year, we talked about our goals for the year, and one of mine was self-care. I was leaving behind bad health from last year and bringing on good health. So I've definitely made my self-care more of a priority this week, which I'm really happy about. Plan, no dairy, no alcohol. I've been sticking to healthy eating, taking my supplements. I've done a few healings on myself as well as other people. I've meditated a few times. So my morning routine with the puppy seems to be gone out for walks with the dog as well, which is good. I've committed to exercising twice this week, and I've only done it once yesterday so far, but we're not at the end of the week, so I will do it again. But I feel like I've got off to a good start in terms of it's been a really busy week. However, I've still managed to prioritise what I said I was going to when Donna and I talked about our commitment. So that feels good. What about you?
Your week, Donna?
It's just been, well, I mean, I didn't even work on Monday. Well, I think we did bits. I was trying not to work on Monday because Caleb was technically off. And then obviously we found out that he wasn't going to be going to school on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning was a bit of a, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Do we cancel the boot camp? Do we keep it going? Like, what's going to happen? And yeah, like since then, like I did say to Neil yesterday, I must say, like, yesterday afternoon, went for a little walk with Gabby and Caleb, and I said, I can't believe literally 3 days ago, walk on the same streets, and some people still have their Christmas decorations up, or 3 or 4 days ago. Like it felt like a month had passed in this last week. But I think this week we just really have taken the decision as a family that we just need to, how would I say it? Like, take it easy through this period, like not try and give ourselves a Caleb's got to do 6 hours a day of that and 2 hours in. We've got to get him to the football field 3 times a week. And it's like, you know, first lockdown, it was really sunny. We could have him out in the garden all the time. We can't so much this time. So just as a family, we're like, if he has a bit more screen time, you know, I didn't jump him up out of bed the last 2 days. I've let him wake up a little bit later. We've started school a little bit later than we normally would, whereas normally we start at the same time as he would normally. And just want him to be happy through this process. So I think when you focus on the outcome is just be happy, it takes a lot of pressure off than thinking, what must I get done?
Yeah.
And like it's actually what will keep us all healthy and happy as we go through lockdown number, whatever it is, in the middle of winter with a puppy when it's raining. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there's only so much you can do. And then on the other side, the community has really, really raised my spirits. It's kept me going. It was so wonderful to get on the Soul System coffee session and hear from everyone and have the outlet for me to talk about it as well. You know, and having the one-to-ones with clients and doing your session the other day with the Elite Mastermind. Like, we get so much. It feels selfish sometimes because we come off the calls and me and Cheryl are like, she texted me after the Elite call with you guys the other day going, we did that. We created that. Like that mastermind exists because we dreamt it in our heads. We used our imagination to say, what if we got these women together at a higher level and took them on a spiritual journey with us? And it's just beautiful to see it actually in motion. And then
It was a high as well, wasn't it?
Oh God, last night was amazing. So Claire Hetherington Daw, obviously you guys have met her before. She's been on and done lives with us. She's really active. She's one of the OJs in the community and is a lifelong friend of mine and is also one of our one-on-one clients. So one of the first things she put on a vision board when she did a manifestation exercise, probably almost 2 years ago now, was she took the photo. She was in the car, you know, when they drop the kids off in the car pool thing in the States, and she took a photo of a grey Mercedes SUV in front of her and said, I want this, I want not that one, but like I want one exactly like this, like this. This is what I want. And then yesterday she sent us a picture saying, remember this? Well, the day I pick it up and I bought it cash.
Oh,
and it's like,
that's so cool.
It's so cool, like to see your client stuff manifesting, to see your agency needing to expand that within 6 months of being in business, to see Brooke filling a boot camp, you know, full of women who are ready to raise their confidence to a new level. Like, you know, Mel's business. It's just
and to see you guys supporting Brooke, because you wouldn't have met Brooke unless it was through the Now Is Your Time community, and now you're supporting her. She's helping your business and you're helping her business, which is helping our business. It's like, Sorry, Ali. Girl, women
Girl
rock.
power, I know. And Joe doing copywriting, and then we've got Tina and Mel, and like all of the, like literally every single person in our community who's showing up for themselves day to day, aiming to be the best version of them. And we know that, you know, people give themselves a hard time, say, well, I missed my meditation, or I didn't do my, like, I don't give a shit. It's the fact that you're still here, you're still in the conversation, and you're still doing what you can. The women in the online program, I was reading the Friday things of like, I'm working through my program and I haven't done it for a few weeks, but I'm back on it. Like, I'm so proud of them for still showing up and never giving up on themselves. Like, that to me is what it's about. And then we had a pinch me moment last night, didn't we, Cheryl?
Yeah. So Claire's part of our new business that she has. She had gone out and told them that we would run an imposter syndrome session with them, talking about their inner critic. And we had around about 100 people join us last night while we're sharing strategies to kind of turn silence that inner critic. And it was amazing. It was amazing to see Claire on there with her community as well, and that we were serving her community, and just we're all like, there's people from all over the world on the call. One lady was up at 3 a.m. to come to our session
in Seoul in Korea to attend this session with us.
It was just and we're always like blown away by the vulnerability, the bravery, how open people are when they come to our sessions. Like they've learned things about themselves in that hour and 15 minutes that they didn't know before they spent that time. It was just I mean, it's one of our favorite things to do, but we're always like just so blessed that people that we don't even know will do and just lay it out there because they want to improve, they want to take the control, the power of their own lives, their own destiny. So it was amazing.
For me, sorry,
some of them are now joining us on our Night Your Purpose boot camp,
which is amazing. Well. And for me and Claire, it was like a personal pinch me moment because we've been friends since we were 4, and here we are serving. Like us getting to serve her.
Oh, Joe's online
and helping people have impact and helping people like step out of their comfort zone because they've all really transformed their lives in terms of health so that they can go out and then pass that baton forward to other people who want to transform their health, because health is a real biggie for people at the minute. I think last year with COVID, we all overate and overdrank and overcomforted in like some more unhealthy ways, let's say. So that was just brilliant to know that they're now going to go out, you know, knowing how to deal with their imposter syndrome to help positively impact even more lives. Yeah. And then the day was being sent to, that replay is being sent to 1,000 people. So we're like, this is amazing. Like if every single one of them takes one thing from it, that's just incredible.
Well, we did say when we got together and set our goals, we want to impact more women around the world, more women around the world. So we've made a pretty good start in the first week. We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll just take Ali's comments of, hey, Ali, I finally worked out how to work the heating controls. As a tight Scotsman, that's a win for me. Oh, Ali, I've missed you. I was just thinking about you the other day. How are you doing? The heating, my mum's heating went off. It always happens, doesn't it? Like it's freezing cold. My trainer, his heating's gone off. So his mum, his wife and his little boys had to go and live at his mum's. On a serious note, I'm cutting down on my bad habit snacking because I need to get my health and fitness back on track. 100%, it's like such a biggie. Also going to take a more balanced approach to the homeschool situation this time for everyone's sanity. Like I keep saying it, we are not homeschooling, we are parents at home helping the kids with their schoolwork. Yeah. It's a massive difference. Thanks, Ali.
I think as well, like one of the things that I would say about the community that's different with whether you come in at the soul system, whether you come in with the elite, whether you come in at real you, wherever you are in the now is your time kind of masters of the universe type stuff is it's not about, so you talk about these amazing client wins and it's great because it's like you're as invested as everyone else, but it's not a case of push and aren't these people like great and rah and all the rest of it. Everyone's in there and having meltdowns and kind of not necessarily people don't necessarily have their shit together on every single day. You guys as well as us, because you've created that. I think that's the whole thing, is that you've created an environment where you've been really real with everyone and you've kind of gone, yeah, do you know what? Like at the beginning of the week, you know, it's a tough week. It's a really tough week. Let's have a little chat about it. And what it's done is it's not then made people feel like, oh God, if I invest in that, or if I come into the soul system, I'm just going to be hit with a load of positivity plasters. And actually, I just feel at the moment that I want to kick the cat or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the cats have had some fucking boots up their arse this week, having the poor bastard. So yeah, how are you feeling, guys? Joanne, I'd love to know how you're feeling, and are you sticking to dry January? Like I tend to do dry January I have for years, really. I don't know if I did actually last year, but mostly I do it. And then the other year I went a bit mental and did it up until like my birthday in April. Like I don't plan to do that this year. I'm definitely just sticking to the January. But you know, just even little things like I reached out and said I felt really upset that we couldn't do a birthday party for Caleb. That was one of the things on my mind. Somebody then posted, say, Donna, you can actually do virtual parties. Did you know there's actual people that do virtual parties for kids? And they just, had I not reached out and just been honest and authentic about what was going on for me, like I wouldn't know that now. Like, I've got them on my list of the day, like, which that would be such, I haven't even mentioned it to Caleb. He just thinks like the family will be on Zoom, which to be fair would be harder to organise because Nifeka knows how to use it in my family. But you know, but just to like even just be getting out there and being honest, and not in a way of like trying to drag everyone down, but just in like this was where my emotions were, and like I feel totally okay to talk about that, and I wouldn't have done even maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if I would have felt like, well, I'm a mindset coach, I have to have my shit together all the time, and like we fucking don't, you know what I mean? Like,
sorry, Yvette.
Right.
Sorry, Yvette. We can see your pink hair though. It looks fabulous.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know who this is. Sorry. I think your point, Donna, about just doing what you need to do to keep your family going through lockdown is such a good one. I determined I'd sleep this morning. It's been a slog with work, but I'm logging off for an hour and going for a long walk, and now I know I'm going to feel better. I don't know who it is. Tell me who it is.
Wendy, by the sounds of it.
Make sure you're doing that every day. Like we said this in the last lockdown, in the first lockdown, you've got to have some time in just for yourself. Like Caleb's done his schoolwork for the day to day, and Neil's just took him to our childcare bubble to my parents for a few hours so that he can do some work. And quite honestly, I'm going to have some nice study time, some downtime before we've got a party tonight to tell you about. But because like that's just what I need right now. I could run around and do the cleaning, but like quite honestly, like I just need a little bit of time to myself because he's in the house all the time. Do you know what I mean? So hi, Louise.
Hi.
I think it's what I've been doing as well with the whole, I mean, we always talk about it, don't we? Is just feeding your mind with stuff as well. So while I've been working, if I'm not listening to that concentration thing that you recommended, which is great, I've got like podcasts on, which is great. And I'm loving Lewis Howe at the moment, you know, with his, what's it, School of Greatness, isn't it?
Yeah,
so and he interviews some really awesome people. And
have you watched the Bob Proctor one yet?
Yeah,
that's
so
really
good, isn't it? It's so good. But he interviewed a guy, it wasn't last night, it was the one I watched last night, called Kyle Cease. And Joe, I've got your message, I will send that to you. But that was all about as well, like the whole mindset around just like how we that whole point of you can go outside your front door, and despite what the news is telling you right now, you know, there's beauty outside, you know, there's trees and walks and and the world isn't on, all of the world isn't on fire, you know. And that's not, I'm not being horrible to what's going on and disrespectful or anything like that at all, but it's actually, go out and see for yourself, go out for a walk, get out into nature and blah blah blah, because it's encouraging that sort of activity. Then if you're tuned into the news, if you are someone who watches the news, then it kind of counterbalances for things.
Yeah.
When I went for a walk, I mean, I went for a walk this morning, it was pissing down, but I went for a walk yesterday and the day before at the right times before it started snowing in the sea. And I was just stood looking like at the sea, thinking the universe is there. This beautiful sunset, the sea's magnificent. Like it was just a moment. I just looked and thought, like the universe has created this. This is just all around us, all of these things. Like this is a moment in time. This too shall pass. Like,
yeah,
you know, we might be going through some tough times and difficult decisions, but actually, like, just go outside and look at the beauty of the world. Like it literally just makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so vast and it's just so present and it's ever present. There is beauty everywhere.
Yeah.
And like just to layer onto what Yvette's saying. So obviously, I'm a spiritual practitioner now. My job is to practice spiritual universal law daily. And one of the key elements of what we do is to, like, what we say is like hold neutrality. So it's not to judge anything. Like, my job isn't to judge anything. And that's actually really quite hard to do because I'm an opinionated person, right? But that's not to say that we don't say, it's not even about opinion. It's about the fact that we don't give our energy to things. So say, if I jump on the thing about saying what happened in, Washington was horrific and it's awful and like, I'm not saying I think it's great, but it's like taking that step back and just saying it happened, and I can pray and I can, send love, and I can hope for highest for everybody involved in that. But and whether you're a practitioner or not, my call for you is to really look at how are you spending your energy. Are you spending it getting head up on the virus? Are you spending it getting head up on where the vaccination is? Are you spending it getting pissed off about the schools closing? Are you spending it thinking Boris should be doing a better job? Or are you actually spending it going, that's that decision made? What can I do to influence my life, my energy, my happiness, my family? It's about kind of trying to hold your neutrality and not judging it, just accepting certain parts of it and doing what you can with what you have, which is always your own energy.
And it's
if the answer is no to that, we've got something to tell you about.
Yeah. Go for it, Cheryl.
Well, let's see, it's kicking off. Our program, you must have heard about it by now. The Ignite Your Purpose program is kicking off tonight. We're having a little launch party, 6 p.m. this evening. We'll be alcohol free. And Graham, my husband, just on a side note, was like, I think I might have opened a bottle of champagne tomorrow. I was like, I think you won't. I'm not drinking, so feel free to get a bottle of Magnus, but you won't be opening champagne, thank you. So it will be an alcohol free launch party. But we have this program. So if you feel like you're out of control, if you feel like you're in a state of chaos and all of this is going on around you and you just sat there like Yvette was last year in one of the lockdowns, our job was made redundant, and you're sitting there thinking, how the hell am I going to be able to cope working for a company? My hands feel tied, I'm stressed out. Like, literally, we want to help you to find out what it is that would make that feel better. How can you free yourself? What it is that you really want to have in your life? Because this lockdown, last lockdown, was a chance for people to have a little bit of a reset and a rethink. It made it like life isn't ever going to be what normal is or what normal was. Like, it is what it is. We now have to take the control and we have to decide what is it that we want to create in our lives. And if you're in a role now or a career now and you don't feel that that is what you're really meant to be doing, then we've got a program that will help you, because that's what we were like before. Myself, Donna and Yvette, really successful, but actually just wasn't what we're meant to be doing. And now we've built the business. Yvette's got our own business in the last year. We've got a business 2.5 years old. We have found our purpose. We know what we're meant to be doing. We've got security. We've got our family. We love our lives. Like, we just want you not to be sitting there thinking, oh God, is this it? Like, no, it isn't it. It isn't it.
It's absolutely
to have in your life.
Ask that question. Ask that killer question that always gets me.
If you were sitting here in 12 months' time and this was still your life, and I don't mean COVID, how would you feel?
Yeah.
And that was the one that just made you go, oh fuck, wasn't it, Yvette?
Yeah, imagine, like, walk yourself through a day, like your average day, like whatever it is that you do, and imagine like the things that are kind of gripey for you now, or you've got that underlying kind of, oh, is this it kind of feeling, or when you feel like out of alignment, and imagine that you're still going through the drudgery of that 24 hours of how you feel right now in 12 months time. It's just that kicks me in the stomach every time I hear it. I'm like, oh yeah.
And it's just with a lot of our clients, like when we say, if you're still in this position now in 12 months, how will that feel? And it's like, I can't do that. I can't get through 6 months. And you don't have to. And the thing and it's not even about coming on the boot camp and deciding to leave your job or leave your marriage, or you don't have to make decisions. You just have to take a step in the right direction and give yourself, now we're locked down, we're locked in the bastard house anyway. a few hours with us over the next month to go, actually, what's the potential? What are the opportunities? What would it look like if? And just give yourself some space now that you have some time. We're doing them on an evening. The call's at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night for the next 3 weeks. And yes, there's going to be some, learning and growth coaching projects, learning and growth activity in
I
between.
love how you've reframed that all of a sudden.
I know. Homework. But it's the stuff that you love doing because it's about thinking, it's about exploring, it's about feeling into what your life would look like if you are really, really designing your life exactly as you want it to be. And you don't do that very often. And the question, I remember Erin asking us the question, and I've told you these guys this before. If you won £1 billion, what would you do with your life? And Cheryl and I sat and thought about it, went, we'd do this. We'd just have more money to invest, telling more people about what it is that we do and be able to build even bigger programs. And, and that was the only difference. And I was like, fuck, like in corporate, I couldn't have sat, I would have burst into tears if somebody asked me that and said, don't ask me that, it's cruel because I can't have it. But now I know you can. And we see, it's not just us now, we're seeing you, we're seeing Wendy, we're seeing Joe, we're seeing Mel, we're seeing Tina, we're seeing, like, I can rattle them off for you, Meg, all these clients that are going out and doing it for themselves and doing really well and loving life. And men, there are some men in there as well. Sorry, Ali.
On 2 feet.
I mean, look at Owen just launched his 5th book, for fuck's sake. 5th book in 2 years since he started working with her. Like, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But you've just got to dare to dream. And you're going to give you space to work out what that dream is. Give yourself space. So come along to the boot camp. We're only charging £97, and that's to make sure you show up for the calls. Because where your money flows, your attention will follow after it. So, like, come along. Join. It's a smallish group, it's going to be epic, and we are just excited to see what comes from it. We've seen
I get something from these every time.
Don't when we come on live next week and tell you how amazing it is, and then you're sitting there thinking, fuck, why didn't I join? Don't be one of those.
No, and we are not planning to do this again.
No.
Like, there's no plans to do it again, because if people said, I'm a bit busy well, we're not planning on doing it again. So we'd set it up because we knew people had a really shitty year to try and help this year get off to a start. And like I said, I did sit at the beginning of the week thinking, should we move it? Should we cancel it? Had the conversation with Cheryl, meditated upon it. And the message I felt was, no, now is time to bring the joy. So that's what we're planning on doing. We are going at this bigger than ever, bringing more of ourselves to it. We've got more tools, more techniques, and some of the tried and tested ones, as always, that we know work. But we're going to blow the bloody back doors off you there.
Exactly. It's going to be amazing.
But I think the thing is also just worth saying that even if in your mind you think, I don't know what my purpose is, or I'm not sure what that would look like, or but you've got like a calling to kind of come to it, and you're worried because you think, there's going to be a whole bunch of people in there that know that they want to launch a florist or a this or a that or whatever it is. Don't come with any of that, because it doesn't matter. Like, the process that you take everyone through is we all jump off at the same point,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the idea, is whether you know what your purpose is or you don't, it doesn't matter. Some of the exercises will help you. Cheryl and I's belief, just so you know, is that everybody does know. You might just not be consciously aware of it, or you might be too scared to admit it. But
that's probably what I meant. Yeah.
Once you do, cat's out the bag. So just trust me. Like, this is the whole thing. Like, it's take that leap of faith. What have you got to lose? You can watch up at 8 o'clock or some shite on the telly.
Exactly.
So come along.
Right. We're going to love you and leave you.
Have an amazing weekend. And if you don't join the boot camp and join us for some bubbles/green juice at 6 o'clock tonight, we will see you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.